Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyersguy, and welcome to another edition of the Flyersguys Top 10. I'm your host, Timmy Flyersguy. And in today's episode, I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Flyers games from the 2011-2012 season. But before I get into that, here's a little backstory. At the end of the 2010-2011 season, the Philadelphia Flyers eliminated the Buffalo Sabres in 7 games. And then the next round, they were eliminated at the hands of the Boston Bruins in the 2011 Eastern Conference semifinals. And the Flyers were eliminated from the playoffs. During the off-season, the Philadelphia Flyers parted ways with Jeff Carter and Mike Richards. Mike Richards was traded to the LA Kings in exchange for Wayne Simmons. Jeff Carter was traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for Jake Voracek. Flyers also signed Max Talbot from the Pittsburgh Penguins and goaltender Yuri Brizgalov, and also adding Flyers Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer Jaromir Jagr to the roster as well. That was the biggest signing for the Philadelphia Flyers during the 2011 off-season. The Flyers made it to the playoffs. The Flyers went into that season with a new regime of players on their team. A team that wanted to put what happened in 2011 behind them, or the 2011 playoffs behind them. The Flyers signed a new group of players that would lead the Flyers to success that season. With that being said, I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Philadelphia Flyers games from the 2011-2012 season. Without further ado, let's get into the countdown. Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyersguy. Hey everybody. Sorry, what I meant to say. Starting off the countdown at number 10, Philadelphia Flyers, New Jersey Devils, from October 8th, 2011. In this game, Wayne Simmons dropped the gloves with David Clarkson. Not only that, Wayne Simmons and Matt Reed got their first goals as Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers beat the Devils 3-0. They shut out the Devils 3-0. The Flyers skated on into victory after defeating the Boston Bruins in the season opener. The Flyers had plans to beat the Devils in New Jersey. The Flyers beat the Devils 3-0 that night as Wayne Simmons and Matt Reed both got their first goals as Philadelphia Flyers. So at number 10, Philadelphia Flyers, New Jersey Devils, from October 8th, 2011. The next game on the At number 9, Philadelphia Flyers, Vancouver Canucks, from October 12th, 2011. This was the season opener for the Philadelphia Flyers. Andre Mazzaros and Chris Pronger really impressed in this game. Also, Giroux got a goal in this game as well. This game was a close one. Flyers were putting the pressure on. Vancouver was able to get a few goals back, but it was the Flyers that held on for a 5-4 victory in the home opener against the Vancouver Canucks. The Philly trailed, but I'm happy that night seeing the Flyers get the 5-4 victory in the home opener. So at number 9, Philadelphia Flyers, Vancouver Canucks, from October 12th, 2011. At number 8, Philadelphia Flyers, Ottawa Senators, from October 18th, 2011. The Flyers absolutely skated rings around the Ottawa Senators. Skated rings around them and kept pumping the net full of goals that night as the Flyers skated away with an epic 7-2 victory over the Ottawa Senators. So at number 8, Philadelphia Flyers, Ottawa Senators, from October 18th, 2011. At number 7, Philadelphia Flyers, Columbus Blue Jackets, from November 5th, 2011. This game had everything. It had fights, and it had a lot of goals from the Philadelphia Flyers, as the Flyers defeated the Columbus Blue Jackets by a score of, let me check this right here, by a score of 9-2. That's right, it was a 9-2 victory for the Philadelphia Flyers. I attended this game with my dad, and this had to be probably, I'm not sure if this was one of my first Philadelphia Flyers blowout victories that I witnessed, but this game was amazing. The Flyers absolutely embarrassed the Columbus Blue Jackets in this game with a score of 9-2. This game was a great game. This was the annual Halloween game, that's right. The Philadelphia Flyers did what the Simpsons would do, and made a Halloween game on November 5th, 2011, as the Philadelphia Flyers defeated the Columbus Blue Jackets 9-2. In this game, Jaromir Jagr had a goal. Jake Voracek also got a goal for the Flyers, and many others. The Crews away with a 9-2 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. So at number 7, Philadelphia Flyers, Columbus Blue Jackets, from November 5th, 2011. At number 6, wait, is it number 7? Hold on, I'll try something. Okay. At number 6, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, from December 8th, 2011. This game occurred on my birthday, December 8th, 2011. The year prior to this, the Flyers almost got a picture on my birthday last year. But unfortunately, they didn't win that game. Well, on December 8th, 2011, let's see here, I was 21 in 2007, 22 in 2008, 23 in 2009. Wait, I was 21 in 2007, I was 22 in 2008, I turned 22 in 2008, I turned 23 in 2009, I turned 24. Well, so this was this game occurred on December 8th, 2011, the day of my 25th birthday. And I remember watching this game. This game was amazing that day. My brother and my sister-in-law came over. I think my friend Jeff came over that night as well. I'm not really sure. But the Flyers, it was a good run for the Flyers. Jaromir Jagr goal in this game. And the Philadelphia Flyers defeated the Penguins 3-2. Things got a little scary at the end of the game, but the Flyers got the victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins on my 25th birthday. And that was the year I actually had some luck on my birthday that year, as the Flyers defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2. At number 5, Philadelphia Flyers, New York Rangers, the 2012 Winter Classic. This game occurred in January 2nd, 2012 at Citizens Bank Park. This was the second outdoor game that the Flyers have played in the history of the franchise. Stadium Series is much different than Winter Classic, so many people get them mixed up, but there's a big difference. So, this game occurred on January 2nd, 2012. Not only that, I'm going to count this in here too. The Flyers alumni game between the Flyers alumni and the New York Rangers alumni occurred the day before, as the Flyers alumni defeated the New York Rangers alumni. In that game, we saw players like Brody Ferrant, Eric Lindros, John LeClaire. If I'm not mistaken, I forget who else was playing in the game. Flyers alumni. Well, unfortunately, the Flyers came close to beating the Rangers in the Winter Classic. But unfortunately, the third period, the Rangers turned the momentum around and ended up getting a victory in the Winter Classic 2012. Even though it was a loss for the Flyers, this game was an exciting time. The first ever outdoor game in the city of Philadelphia. That is why I put this on this countdown. Even though the Flyers lost this game is still very exciting. The fans are crazy, the fans are fired up, and the fans are ready for some outdoor hockey. So that is why I put this at number 5 here on this countdown. This is my top 5 part of this countdown. So at number 5, Philadelphia Flyers, New York Rangers. From January 2nd, 2012, and the 2012 NHL Winter Classic. At number 4, Philadelphia Flyers. Toronto Maple Leafs from October 24th, 2011. Why do I put this on this game? On this list? Because this was tonight where Jaromir Jagr not only scored a goal on a breakaway, he scored another goal on the breakaway as well. As the Flyers defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-2. Jaromir Jagr had himself a good night, scoring 2 goals in the 4-2 victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs. So number 4, Philadelphia Flyers, Toronto Maple Leafs from October 24th, 2011. At number 3, Philadelphia Flyers, Ottawa Senators from January 7th, 2012. The Flyers were down in this game, but Jamie Briere was a one-man army. First, he dropped the gloves with Kyle Turris and Claude Giroux. Not only scored 1 goal, not only 2 goals, but he also got 3 goals in that game. Jamie Briere, with the overtime game-winning hat-trick, technically Gordie Howe hat-trick, as the Flyers defeated the Ottawa Senators 3-2 in overtime, as Jamie Briere was the hero of that game. This was also the game I got to see 2 of my best friends, Nicole and Brooke. This game was also capped off with a huge 3-2 Flyers overtime victory. So number 3, Philadelphia Flyers, Ottawa Senators from January 7th, 2012. At number 2, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins from April 7th of 2012. The Flyers were absolutely taking it to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Actually, hold on a second. That's versus Penguins. Oh, actually, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, from April 1st, 2012. The Flyers were absolutely taking it to the Pittsburgh Penguins. On the scoreboard, the Flyers skated away with a 6-4 victory. But that would not be it. But late in the third period, Danny Briere took a huge hit from Penguins player Joe Vitale. After that hit, all hell broke loose as the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins were going at it at the end of the game. Not only that, Peter Laviolette was absolutely irate at the fact that Danny Briere took that cheap shot. He got a cheap shot laid on him by Joe Vitale. Peter Laviolette jumped up on the bench and got in the face of Penguins head coach Dan Bilesma and Tony Granato. This game was crazy. Not only that, you had Scott Hartnell doing his best Hulk Hogan impression, taunting a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. Not taunting him maliciously, but joking around and doing his best Hulk Hogan impression. As the Flyers skated away with a 6-4 victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins. And now we get into my.
Someone is at the front door.
Now we get into my.
Someone is at front door.
Now we get into my number one pick on this countdown. At number one, and I got two picks for number one. At number one, here's the first pick. Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. In this game, with 32 seconds into the game, Claude Giroux laid a hit on Sidney Crosby. Right after that, Claude Giroux skated in. Claude Giroux skated in. Claude Giroux skated in and got the first goal of the game, setting the tone for the Philadelphia Flyers. It's able to defeat the Pittsburgh Penguins in Game 6 of the 2012 Eastern Conference quarterfinals as the Flyers eliminated the Penguins from playoff contention. My next pick for number one. My next pick for number one. Philadelphia Flyers, New Jersey Devils. Game 1. And the next pick for number one. Philadelphia Flyers, New Jersey Devils. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. In this game, the Flyers tied it up, first in overtime. It looks like Danny Briere had won the game for the Philadelphia Flyers. But the goal was under review, and the goal was waved off. But that didn't stop Danny Briere. As seconds later, after the goal was overturned, Danny Briere went in again and scored the overtime game-winning goal. This time, the goal would count. This time the goal would count as Danny Briere got the overtime game-winning goal. And just like that, ends another countdown here on the Flyersguys Top 10. After the Flyers eliminated the Pittsburgh Penguins from the 2012 Eastern Conference quarterfinals, the Philadelphia Flyers faced off against the New Jersey Devils in the Eastern Conference semifinals that year. Flyers won the first game, but unfortunately, the New Jersey Devils won the rest of the games in the series, eliminating the Flyers from the 2012 Stanley Cup playoffs. The Devils would move on to face off against the Florida Panthers and they defeated Florida to move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Unfortunately, the Devils lost to the Los Angeles Kings, as the Kings captured the 2012 Stanley Cup. During the off-season, Jaromir Jagr will part ways with the Philadelphia Flyers. Not only that, Sergei Bobrovsky would officially be gone from the Philadelphia Flyers, as he would be traded for R.J. Youngberger a season later. Flyers, after this, in December 2012, it would be announced that half of the season, the 2012 portion, will be put on hold due to a lockout and dispute by the players and the league. The Philadelphia Flyers would not start the season until January of 2013. 2013 was an abysmal year for the Flyers. And the lockout 2013 season was an abysmal year for the Philadelphia Flyers. I will not be counting down any of those games from that season. But in my next episode, I'll be counting down my top 10 Philadelphia Flyers games from the 2013-2014 season. Guys, thank you for joining me here on this edition of the Flyersguys Top 10. I will see you next time. When I count down my top 10 favorite Philadelphia Flyers games for the 2013-2014 season.